Hi, and welcome to our podcast on Adolescent and Moral Development. In this podcast, we aim to cover the following topics. A moral dilemma that we believe is relevant to us as adolescents, Kohlberg's 6-stage model of moral development, and nature versus nurture and how that can impact our moral development.
Moral dilemma is a situation in which no choice is clearly and undisputably right. Now we're going to present a moral dilemma that we believe is very relevant to adolescence. Here we see Eamonn and Niamh sitting on an exam. Eamonn has been told by his teacher that he needs to get a certain grade in his exam in order to maintain a good average, or else he will fail. He knows that Niamh hasn't seen his test beforehand and therefore knows the answers. He isn't sure whether to report her or copy from her. He chose to copy Niamh in order to avoid being punished for failing. From this we can see that he is employed a stage 1 level of moral of reasoning, based on Kohlberg's 6-stage model, which we will see now to explain.
The 6-stage model can be split into 3 main categories: the pre-conventional, conventional, and the post-conventional category. Each category has 2 sub-stages almost associated, which make up the 6 stages of the model. In the pre-conventional category, we see the first 2 stages, and it focuses very much on the individual influence on morality. It's based on a reward and punishment system. For instance, when you're in the first stage, you make decisions based on because you don't want to get punished. And then in the second stage, you make decisions because you want to be rewarded for perhaps good behavior or for not doing bad behavior. Then as we reach the conventional category, we see stage 3 and 4, which focus very much on society and how that influences morality. In stage 3, we make decisions based on the fact that we want to please people and how well we want to please them, which is very prevalent in peer pressure and in young adolescents. And then in stage 4, we make decisions because we think it's what society wants us to do, the kind of decisions society needs, because society has rules that are concrete and we must follow them. Then as we reach stage 5 and 6, the post-conventional category, in stage 5 we begin to realise that the rules are more malleable, they're not as concrete, and they're open to influence from how we think about morality. And then as we reach stage 6, then we make decisions completely based off of our own inner conscience, whether or not society agrees with them, whether or not other people agree with them. They are what we think is right and what we think we should do.
Now I'm going to discuss nature versus nurture and the role it plays in adolescence and moral development. The nature versus nurture debate is one of the oldest debates in the world of psychology. This debate argues whether who we are as individuals is predetermined by our genes or influenced by our environment. What do you think? Do you think our traits as individuals are predetermined by our genes, or can we choose who we want to be? Are we born the person we are going to be, or do our life experiences influence the way in which we behave? Nature. Nature refers to the coding of our genes and our DNA, and whether this sequence of genes not only affects our physical traits, for example hair colour, eye colour, but whether this also affects our more abstract traits like our personality, our likes and dislikes, intelligence, or sexual orientation. Nurture. Nurture refers to the belief that environmental influences are what makes us who we are as individuals. However, this could lead one to conclude that one could condition another person into behaving in a certain way. John Watson once said that he would be able to train a baby in a group of 12 to become a specialist in any given area regardless of the child's personality. Influences on the morality of adolescence: parents and guardians, peers, religion, society and the media. Parents. From the very start of our lives, our parents teach us right from wrong. They have the greatest influence on our morality. However, during adolescence, young people are more likely to stray away from what they have learned from their parents, and they begin to become more and more influenced by their peers. Peers. During adolescence, many young people begin to experiment for themselves. Peer pressure is prevalent during this time, where we see young people testing what they believe to be right and wrong. Religion. Perhaps the role of religion in the lives of adolescents is not as significant as it once was. However, it still plays a part in the moral development of adolescents, as they choose how to act morally based on their religious beliefs. Society and the media. The way we are viewed by society and the way the world is portrayed by the media has a significant impact on the morality of adolescents. With unlimited access to internet, adolescents have a wealth of power at their fingertips, and it is up to them to decide how they use it, for good or for bad.
From this podcast, we now have a better understanding of moral development and adolescence. We now know how the Kohlberg 6-stage model works and how it applies to us as adolescents.
We have also learned about nature versus nurture and how this impacts on adolescents. We hope you enjoyed our podcast, and thank you for watching.